there's a lot of, I would say the scammers, I think the scammers are I don't think there's really turnkey scammer. I don't know of any of the turnkey scammers, but I think the biggest thing is don't trust things you see on the internet. I've seen a lot of properties advertised on the internet that look absolutely phenomenal, and that's great and all that, but just make sure you check up on the numbers. One thing a lot of people do when they're running numbers is when you're talking about a rental property, don't leave out maintenance and vacancy, because it's a reality of properties, and automatically if I see a provider that doesn't provide those in the calculations, I automatically get hesitant, because it's reality. Like, you're going to have maintenance, you're going to have vacancies, and you've got to make an allotment for it, or an allocation for it. But when you really start talking to people, I think the biggest thing for me when I got into real estate, I assumed everybody was a scammer, because you just hear about real estate scams, and I'm just this little dumb blonde chick, and I'm like, I mean, anybody's going to get me. So when I first started talking to some guys, they presented me with some kind of opportunity. I was like, yeah, we'll see. It's totally a scam, whatever. So they sent me a thing, copy of the contract, and I went through that contract with a fine-tooth comb, and I had like 3 pages of red line questions, and I was meeting this guy in person. I was expecting some kind of stuffy suit and like, whatever, trying to snow me. I was like, this guy's not going to snow me. I'm gonna show him all my questions. Well, I'm going to stump him. And then so I met him. And he was he looked nice, but he was in khaki shorts, a polo shirt, flip-flops. He had no laptop, no clipboard, no briefcase. And I was like, he seems oddly normal. I was like, well, okay, I'm going to get him still. And so we went through all the questions on my that I'd written out on this contract, and he answered them just legitimately. And, one thing I can tell with people is if they tell you the goods and the bads. Salespeople are always going to only tell you the good things, and it's not 100% good for anything in life. So you can kind of when you really start talking to people, you can get a feel for their honesty. Like, I'll tell you the bad things about turnkeys all day long. I'll even tell you if I don't think you should buy a turnkey. But it's, once you kind of meet the people and whatever, but just knowing that there's literally nothing you can't check up on for any property. I don't do anything outside turnkeys, but turnkeys you can verify everything, but verify the numbers. That's I think one of the biggest things, and get somebody third party. If you don't have team members working with you, hire some inspector in the area who could care less about this particular turnkey company, and have him go check out the property. Have him tell you about the area. That's what I used to do when I was buying sight unseen. Is I had this great inspector that I loved. I was like, hey, Steve, I was like, help me out. Like, check out the property, but I want to know about the area. I want to know, everything you can tell me. And he had one property. He informed me that he got approached by 2 hookers when he went to go inspect my property. So I was like, hey, I appreciate the honesty. So you